Now, this is my wife's A4 cabriolet, which looked like it had a catastrophic leak when she parked it here just to help me fix a puncture on our van. Now, this road is at quite an angle, and she had a very heavy drip coming from the bottom of her car, which I assumed was a radiator pipe. If you look down there, you can just see that dripping down there. Now, that's dripping onto the oily subframe and making it look like there's a colossal oil or something else leaking from this car. Closely, the drip is actually coming from up here and dripping through. On close inspection, the leak is actually coming from this section here, and underneath this battery here is one of the drain holes, which I suspect is blocked up because I can see that that battery is practically sitting in an inch of water. So the first thing we're going to do is take off this piece of trim here. Now, this piece of trim is not connected to the battery in any way. It just clips up like this, folded under there, and pulls straight out like so. Now you can just see that drain hole down there. I've already unblocked it, but that drain hole was blocked up by bits of flaked rust and leaves. When it rains, all the water coming off your windscreen is funneling down that one little drain hole there, either by rolling off into the sides and then down, but it all ends up down that hole there. You can see that if, like this car, you had masses of leaves and other bits of stuff in here, what happens is it gets washed down here, and if that drain hole gets blocked up, which it has been on this car, you'll get a pool of water sitting in the bottom there, and eventually things will start to rust. And you can see on this car there are big flakes of rust like this just sitting in that area. So my advice is, if you've got an Audi A4 cabriolet, or in fact any other Audi, just pop that bit of trim off and have a look and make sure that that drain hole is actually free from leaves. And if you have got a whole load of leaves here on this side and on the other side, we're going into winter and it's going to start raining and snowing, my advice would be just to clean them out, either with a pressure washer, which you've got to be a little bit careful using a pressure washer in an engine, or just by pouring lots of water down, getting a cocktail stick or a twig or something, making sure that that is not blocked, getting as much of that gunk out as you possibly can. This piece of trim back on, just make sure it's clipped in there properly and that this here is hooked over it. Take 5 minutes to check that drain hole there. A blocked drain hole can cause catastrophic damage to your car as it rusts away that front bulkhead.